we're back, but for like 2 minutes. So this is a video about repairing a mold. So I'm going to give you the short, and then we're going to go in for the long. But the short is, this is an old mold of mine for a stock. And where I poured the hole, I put it here because I wanted to put expandable foam in, put this in, and have it foam up. Never quite worked that way. Never really worked out. But now I have a tear in this mold, and I don't really have a way to fix it. Unless magic. So this is the original stock. This is a mold that I made out of Alumilite Platinum maybe 10 years ago, 8 years ago. So this mold is quite old. This is platinum, so it still fits in perfectly, no shrinkage. 10 years old, shelf life, no damage, it's perfect. That's why I go with Alumilite. That being said, this is back into the mold. The mold is back together. Now I have this hole in the mold that I no longer want to pour through. So now I'm going to introduce you to something that's spectacular. It's Alumilite's mold putty. And I use this all the time when I improperly bent or tear a mold. What I do, now this is platinum, so it really only works on platinum, and I need to clean this so that any resins or anything that I've used in the mold won't inhibit the curing of this. But the gist is, this is like silly putty. I mix it up, I've got a minute or two, I can force it into this hole, smooth it out, let it cure, it'll bond to the silicone, and then I can pull my parts. And then I can put a new hole in a new spot and pour this the way I want to pour it and never think about this again. Now you can see I've repaired it once already. I'm going to repair it again with this mold putty, and that should give me a, 20 pulls more out of this mold so I can come up with how I want to make this ultra light. So that's the plan. So I'm quickly just going to mix this up, stuff it in, and show you. Let's do it. So this is a platinum silicone, and I'm going to take equal parts, and this is literally going to be just a pinch of each because I don't need a ton. Now if you have a scale, you can weigh it. You can eyeball it. That's roughly the same size. I need a little more white here. It's real close. If I were to weigh this, it's super, super close. All I have to do now is put this together and keep folding it over. And I am making a viable silicone right now. Once I have no more smears, everything is the same color, I can stuff it into this hole and let it cure. It's literally all I have to do to fix this mold and repair it so that I can make a new pour hole and get on with this project. So I'm going to try to get all the air bubbles out of the side. I'm going to make it thinner than my hole. I'm going to just force it into the bottom. It's already getting warm. I'm going to force it in and force it in, and now I'm just going to force it and force it and force it. That's all I have to do to repair this. Now, at a later date, now this is in a spot, I typically put my pores in a spot where this doesn't matter. In this case, this pour spot really doesn't matter if it's not perfect, but it still needs to have silicone. So I'm going to let this harden for a few minutes. And then once it's gelled and turned to solid silicone, I'm going to slice this off and flip it out. Okay, now I'm going to take this and slice very carefully. All the way down, even got the hole. And that is all there is to repairing. So the mold's repaired. Now I can cut a new pour spout and do this a little differently and not worry about having to re-pour another $50 mold. So that's all there is. It's freaking awesome. Their old mold putty I had used multiple times. It took a little longer to cure. This one's a fast cure. I believe they have two kinds now. Love it. And the inhibition, none. I mean, I put it on a ton of things and I haven't had anything really inhibit it yet. It's a little more resilient when it comes to curing than regular platinum silicone. So that's how to do it in a 2-minute video. That's how you repair a hole or a tear or a missed section of your mold. Cool, be kind, be true to yourself.